Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Sherlock Holmes, A Game of Shadows. And this movie is directed by Guy Ritchie, and it came out in 2011, and I enjoyed the movie overall. There are things that I like about it. There are things that are on their own inoffensive, but where I take issue with this movie is that as a whole, the film is kind of disposable and forgettable, and it's just less memorable to me. And the first Sherlock Holmes movie, I think one of the reasons why that movie sticks out to me more is because there's more of a mystery as to what things are turning out to be, whereas this one is just much more straightforward and a crime thriller. And the first movie, it was like playing on the idea like the villain has magical powers and stuff, and that is interesting. And Sherlock Holmes has to figure out how he's able to do all these tricks, and it's fun. And the best part of this movie is Holmes and Watson, like them playing off of each other. I found that to be a lot of fun, and Jude Law is great in the movie as well as Robert Downey Jr. And the action in this movie is kind of fun, and I liked certain scenes in this movie, and I liked the build up to a lot of things, and I like the idea for the story. And it's just that Sherlock Holmes is like, he's tired, he's worn out, and he's not getting any sleep really, and he's trying to track down the villain and how to stop him. But he can't do that too well because he's always like one step behind him, and he needs Watson's help to get right where he needs to be. And he's having trouble getting Watson on board because Watson is like getting married at the beginning of the movie, and eventually he does, and he just like pulls him into the situation just so he can get the crime solved. There are only about a handful of scenes that I can really remember about the movie, and most of what's going on story-wise is just not that interesting to me, and mostly because the villain isn't interesting, and his motivation I don't care about. And also, another thing that kind of didn't really work for me was the comedy. Most of it, at least, it just fell flat for me, and I just didn't care about it. And at points, I was kind of amused as to where it was going, but that was about it. And one of my favorite characters from the first movie is barely in this movie, which is kind of sad. And they tried to replace that character, but in the end, it just didn't worked super well for me. Anything this movie does that I can barely remember. I know that sounds kind of weird, but the things that I can barely remember, they're average at best, and there's just so little that I remember about it. Some action happened, a mystery happened, and a story was there. I liked Sherlock Holmes and Watson. I liked what they did. But that's it. Like, what else can I say? And also, not a whole lot happens from memory. Like, I'm sure, like, if I were to watch the movie, like, a lot more happens than I can remember, but I can only remember, like, 5 scenes in this movie, and that's not really a good sign. And that's literally all I have to say about Sherlock Holmes, A Game of Shadows. It's decent-ish. I probably won't rewatch it ever. I would recommend it if you like the first movie, just because I think it captures the same tone and feel that the first movie is going for, and that's what I like about it. But beyond that, it doesn't do anything better than the first movie, nor does it do anything that I would say is really exceptional. And as a standalone movie, I don't really take much away from it. And that's pretty much how I felt. I was just thinking, what did I take away from this? And with all that being said, I'm going to give Sherlock Holmes, A Game of Shadows a 6 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos as always. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below you thought of Sherlock Holmes, A Game of Shadows, and my social media links. They will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for The Devil's Own. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.